Right, do you want to stop for 10 minutes while you refuel your truck? I know you've got to, like, you know, make sure you don't get fuel loaded.
No, because unlike you, Paul, my truck is actually fuel efficient.
How fuel efficient is your truck?
Well, mine was doing roughly 10 litres a minute.
10 litres a minute? Do you know what I'm doing?
Going up a hill.
Well, at the moment I'm doing 5. Sorry, 8 at the moment going up a hill.
Did you just load a fuel can, Pucks?
It won't let me switch.
It's a professional driver.
Well, that's why I'm asking, did you just load a fuel can by accident? Because a professional driver wouldn't do that, would they?
No, I didn't actually. It just wouldn't let me switch to fuel. Paul didn't even put any fuel in his
I didn't
truck.
bother because I figured you're just going to ram me anyway.
Wow.
I thought it's only around the corner. I might as well just go and drop off.
Imagine judging me like that. Like, what kind of a person do you think I am, Paul? I'm not the sort of person to do that.
Well, I was going to say, in this tortoise and her race, the tortoise won. Here I am. Job done.
I don't even know where I'm going.
Exactly.
Oh, over there. That damaged my truck instead of yours. Am I going in there where you've blocked?
Maybe.
Go around the other way, Pups.
No, I'm gonna show him that I'm not gonna stand for this bullying.
You okay there, Paul?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Right, unload 1, wait a second. Unload 2, wait a second. Just as my trailer flips over while I'm unloading it. No, it's not Dusty. So childish.
I don't know what you mean, Pup.
You run away, don't want to face the consequences, eh? Why can I just hear a truck reversing still, even though you're not reversing? Oh, right into the lamppost! Oh, that's a new truck, isn't it?
Yep. The zig. Do I have to come and jump into it to get it?
Yeah, yours will be parked outside.
No, it won't be.
Why not?
Because it didn't ask me to deliver it to there.
Oh.
Is it this one? Or no, that's mine.
No.
Where is it then? Do we not have it?
Yeah, you have it.
So where is it, Sammy?
It's on the other map.
Oh, why didn't you say that then?
This looks a bit meh.
Oh, it does look a bit meh, doesn't it?
Annoyingly, we need to, me and Pups need to jump out to go and buy one.
The 30s are calling, they want the truck back.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Russian truck, innit?
Yep.
Engine, where have we got? post-war engine, powerful enough by modern standards, but not economical at all. Oh, I like the sound of this one. A heavily redesigned engine variant with a few cut corners to sacrifice fuel efficiency and reliability for sheer unadulterated power. Got me that one. Ooh, 4 big tires. This one's got a water tank on the back as well. I love this, the naming of this. Like a fuel tank, what do you think that carries? Fuel.
Fuel.
So a fire tank, what do you think that carries?
Fire.
Presume you can put a loading crane with a flatbed. Yes, you can. That's not a bad little truck if you just want to carry one thing around. But how many times do you want to carry one thing around? Maintain a frame add-on. 500 parts and 2 spare wheels. Could be useful. 1800 water. No thanks. 900 fuel. This is very small. Oh, you can actually put a roof rack on as well and get even more fuel out of it. Searchlight. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, exactly. The beacon sits right behind the repair kit, so you can't even see it. Oh, that's... They clearly didn't test this when you had a front bumper on. Cute little maintenance truck. Oh my god, the inside of it is just... doesn't steer particularly well, or at least not this version of it. And the lights, I can't even see them. Oh god, it's awful to steer. It's almost delayed. I don't know if it's because it's like a double tire on the back and the single on the front, but it's, when you steer, it's like delayed and it overcompensates. Like it oversteers. Chris, thank you for 26. Briscoe, thank you for 26 as well. Bambledore, thank you for 7. Van Blue, thank you for 54. Right, so what do we do next? Medium pipes that we can get from there. So do you want to do them, pups? Or Sammy, I don't mind.
What are you doing, Sammy?
Trying to get back in.
What, it kicked you out?
My guess is Sammy got impatient and wanted to play with the new truck, so he went and jumped to Russia.
Correct.
It ain't
Oi,
worth jumping out for, to be honest.
Leave my pink truck alone. I can jump into a truck and take some pipes if you want.
Well, we need to take 2 each, basically.
Let's just quickly delivering this truck to the Quarry.
The what?
The Quarry.
The Quarry.
Leave me alone. At least I'm still in the game, Sammy.
At least I'm still in the game.
Can you even get back in, Sammy?
Working on it.
Good
Wait for it,
evening,
Paul.
Paul,
Do you mind bouncing
Sammy,
the game?
Sean and chat.
Sending a new
Just
code.
back from the mini railway. Snowrunner skill hype.
Welcome back, Chris.
I'll leave this here and then I'll come and help you. Actually, before I do anything, let's see if Sammy can get back in before I take out a truck and a trailer, because it will just disappear. Oh, the pipes are over there.
To the vest.
We go anywhere, Paul. Do you want, I'm just going to wait to see what happens with Sammy, otherwise my truck and all's going to disappear.
So still can't join in on a friends list. I'm assuming the code hasn't changed.
No, the code will be the same.
Yeah, pretty certain it won't generate new code.
Get like a roof box for this.
So it seems to find the session, but it doesn't then go loading.
I got a feeling the only thing that's going to fix it is if I bounce it.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
So was it worth it, Sammy?
Oh, no, I ain't had the chance to play with it yet.
The answer is no, it's not worth it, because it's not very great. But, Pops, you in a position where I can just bounce then?
Yeah, yeah.
Dunk.
Gotta blame Chris, it's his fault. It broke when he turned up, right?
That's it, yeah.
Because you're not using steam-powered vehicles.
He did the, non-steam power dance, right? Shut down all the internal combustion engines.
Tom, go away. Can you get back in now, Sammy?
I've got searching for a session.
I think maybe bounce your epic then, because Pubs has got back in. Oh, says you
There we
joined.
go.
Right, so back to what we was doing. Sammy, do you want to go and help Paul with this and I'll finish towing a truck, or do you want to tow the truck?
Go and
I'll-
help Paul. You must be joking.
Wow, you heard that, Paul.
What are we doing?
You can either help Paul and take a trailer that's 4 slots, or you can finish towing a truck.
Why can't I put this? So you can't have the flatbed with the crane,
Nope.
even though it shows it there as it should be obvious. Like, it looks like it fits in that in
Yeah.
that picture. I don't get it.
So it's either you help deliver 4 medium pipes, Sammy. Oh, Baz is saying it is selected.
Yeah, but Baz want to move away. Not when I come out. Well, it was. You just saw that outside. It wasn't there.
Yeah,
That's
I
so
can
weird.
see that.
That is so weird.
So you can only fit 1 on there, so you're taking a trailer as well.
Yeah. Take a small trailer, I suppose. Although there's no such thing, really, is there? All
Yeah, there
trailers
is.
are annoying.
What do you want to do, Sammy?
Yes.
It's very helpful, Sammy. Oh, he's too busy playing with the new truck.
Well, this is what all the chaos was about.
Oh yeah, it won't let you attach the trailer because of how far the flatbed hangs off the end. Just take the truck with a saddle load, Paul. That's what I'm doing. We'll get some work done while Sammy plays with his new truck.
Actually, what if we bring the column out?
Oh, so right, Sammy, you do medium pipes.
Can do.
Right, you do medium pipes. I'll go back to towing a truck. You just got to wait for Paul.
I'm going to move 4 medium pipes at 4 slots.
No, that's
be
8
8.
slots. So Sammy needs at least 4 slots, and you need at least 4 slots.
The super heavy trailer, 8 slots. I'll do it.
Lol.
Wait, what? They're medium pipes. They take 2 slots, right?
Yeah.
We need a 4 slot total.
Now we've got to do 2 times. We've got to do 4 pipes. 2 in one place, 2 in another.
Yeah, so 8 slots in one or 4 slots separate.
Yeah. But we need a crane as well, and I don't have a crane on this.
Oh, do you want me to follow you down in a crane then?
Well, I'm just saying, they need crane loading on.
Right, let me just move this truck and trailer out of the way, and then I'll grab a crane and follow you.
In that case, I might as well take the twin steer.
Yeah, you two take twin steers, and I'll take a crane. Teamwork!
Puppy in support.
Oh, yeah!
Hello, this is the Passionate Ankle Biter. How can I help you?
You need a crane, sir? One moment.
I think I could have one of these on my driveway, Paul.
You reckon?
Yeah. I wonder if there's actually one of these in the UK.
Probably.
I'd like to think there is. I've never seen one in the UK. But there's plenty of people in chat who know Google. They could find out. Because my thinking is we'd have seen one at Truckfest at some point. If they existed here. I can't imagine them getting around on our roads. They're just like, really? 19-point turns.
You good, Sammy?
Oh, sorry, I was looking on UK websites for the truck.
No. Oh.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to fill one at today's pump prices. I wouldn't want to fill a truck at today's pump prices. Alta Vista, my. I remember when Alta Vista was the go-to search page. And then along came this weird thing called Google. You felt that we truck with 1,250 litres of fuel every week. So 1,250 times... What's the pump price on diesel right now? 160, 170?
If you're on the motorway, probably like £2.50.
Yeah, well, let's assume they're not that crazy.
I actually paid 159.9.
160. It's 160 times 1,250. That's got to be £2,000.
Yeah, Chrome, I wouldn't recommend that yet. That is still way in early testing.
What's that?
Being in Chat GPT.
We tried it?
I have, yes, and I've also had it where it's told me that I'm a liar and a cheat.
What,
and I should be
Bing?
ashamed. Yeah, and I should be ashamed of myself.
Wait, so you search for something and instead of giving you search results, it says you're a liar?
Oh, it can, yes.
No,
If you go to-
ChatGPT can, but not Bing. Sure.
No, Bing has Chat GPT now and has a chat option. Because I got beta access to it. Don't ask me how, because I don't even know how.
What do you mean anybody can get access to ChatGPT? I've got it.
No, through Bing, Paul.
It's probably because you got that Xbox account connected to your Siege. And they were like, we'll make him a beta tester.
Lol, Frome. I'm still so annoyed that that fixed my Siege.
Well, no, you're not, because it means you can play Siege with Alex now.
Yeah, but Alex takes it seriously and I really don't. As you've seen by my Barbie clip.
Puppy's Barbie clip in Siege, that is something. A 2014 twin steer sold for 300,000 Canadian dollars in Canada. Baz, nobody understands Canadian dollars. How much is that in real money? Like US dollars or pounds I can take. Even euros.
That's got to be what, like $200,000, if not less. Probably like 5 USD. Lol.
£182,000 for a 2014 twin steer.
Not worth it.
Tell that to someone. He wants one in his garden.
Oh, I'm making one out of paper mache.
Well, when I was then doing my search, I found that you could buy a model one of them.
Model twin steer. What about a remote control version of it? That'd be quite fun.
You know, Paul, I was probably attending Truck Fest back in like 1996, 7, and like I've always wanted one of those remote control trucks, and I just never have.
Oh, one of the big ones, so me.
Yeah, it just feels like it's such a black hole of money that is just.
Well, you're going to get one, you're going to want something else, right?
Yeah. Because you don't just want the truck, you want at least a trailer. One trailer, right? And you probably want 2 trailers, right?
Maybe 3.
And you probably want an LED kit on it to make it flash. And
yeah, but then you can get ones that are like cranes that are like fully working, and then I'd want one of those.
Exactly. It just feels like a hobby that, yeah.
I'm thinking we can take the shortcut.
It's like I'm miles behind.
Tell me it does Scanias and Volvos, what the trucks? Yeah, but it's like somebody says it's a rabbit hole. Like, do you really want to go down there?
It's almost like you and your Lego kits, Paul. You partly went down that road.
Perfect condition box, isn't it?
I don't know what to say, mate. Cameras. You come and set up all the cameras and lighting and audio, right? And then I'll just build a Lego thing.
Fine deal.
Yeah, because you're an expert on that as well.
Yep, I'm a genius, Paul. You'll be surprised.
I thought
what
you were
can
talking
do.
to me then. It was like, well, I've got a fair chance of doing it right.
And then me and Sammy will sit in the background on our deck chairs with a cup of tea and watch you build it.
Building it's the easy bit compared to all the other production of it. Wait, how are you supposed to get in here?
What way did you go, Paul? Did you carry on going cross country, or?
Oh, I just kind of hacked it across.
I'll be there shortly.
Hey, Chris, one of the local miniature railway people that I know has got a train for sale, and I can't even remember what it was, but it's like 10 grand that he wants for it.
For a piece of Meccano?
Well, it's like it's I can't remember if it's like a 1/8 or a 1/16.
The only problem with buying a steam train is you actually need the track to ride it on.
Yeah, exactly.
Bit of a niche audience, really, if you think about it. A streaming setup in the kitchen for cooking with Squirrel. Again, it's literally down to just the, like... So,
no, Paul,
if I stream from the kitchen, the problem is like, the rest of the family can't come in the kitchen and have to be quiet, which is, you know, a pretty tall order.
I know how you get around that one, Paul. You buy a you get your kettle and a pot noodle. Cooking with Squirrel, how to make a pot noodle.
Is that technically cooking?
Well, anything's technically cooking these days.
Cooking with Mrs. Squirrel would be cool too, just saying. Dude, be careful what you wish for. But this way, when the smoke alarm goes off, it's ready.
Wow. Oh. Wow.
I was about to say that, and I was like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. Oh.
Wow. To be honest, though, I do want to try one of Mrs. Squirrel's cakes.
Well, me and Sammy made a brilliant lasagna this week. So, you know, we could do that. We could do cooking with Sammy and Squirrel. There you go.
Oh,
Can I be the taster?
Hey?
Can I be the taster?
The taster. We'll put stuff in you don't like.
Do it.
Oh, as if you clipped that. Wow. Wow, Chris.
Time Chris out. Time him out.
We're just waiting for our crane. He'll be here soon. It's like me waiting for scaffolding.
How is your solar pole?
Done.
Is it fully working now?
Yep.
Good.
Had to come back again this Wednesday, but it's now done.
And it took a Norfolk tractor driver to figure it out.
It took me, me and Sammy had to help them to configure their own app that they're supposed to know. And Sammy figured it out, but he didn't know how he did it, so he carried on button mashing and then we figured it out. It's quite funny, really. The most unintuitive app. While we're waiting for this stuff to load, I could ask an opinion on the battery warmer. I'm sure there's engineers in chat.
Moi.
Look at that screen. So, let me give you a little bit of background. I've got a rack of batteries, right? And I want to build a box that goes around them and insulates the batteries, so I can then put a heater inside with thermostat and keep the batteries warm. Basically keep them like 10 Celsius. So I'm thinking about how I'd build a box, and effectively it's like 4 sides of an A-frame like that, see? So you see them A-frames, so like 4 of them to build the sides, and then a lid effectively that sits on top, right? But the thing I'm pondering is how much space to leave on the batteries. Now, this is a bit tricky to understand, but if you look at that bit there, the footprint, imagine you're looking at the floor and you're kind of looking at a cross-section of what is on the floor. So that hashed bit in the middle is the battery. Yeah? And then you can see the 4 sides around it. The 4 A-frame sides around it, if that makes sense. So you can see that on 3 sides of the battery, there's not a huge amount of space. But on one side of the battery, I can make as much space as I want, and that's where the heater's going to go. So my question is how much space do I leave between this battery here, come on camera, that battery there, and the inside of the wall where the heater's going to sit? How much gap should I leave, given I can leave whatever I want? And my thinking is, you think, oh, well, I don't need to leave much gap. I can just make it nice and compact around the batteries. But then I'm thinking, I don't want the heater too close to the batteries. That's one, but it doesn't matter because there's a rack wall in the way anyway. My actual thinking is, the wider I make it, the more volume of air I put inside the box. And the more volume of air is in the box, the more I've got to heat. Which is good and bad, because it means when I get it up to temperature, I'll actually have more air in there, so it'll be like a bigger battery, so it'll kind of store the heat better. But I don't want to make it too big. So at the moment, between the battery and the inside wall, I have... how much did I allow in the end? So I allowed 882, so I've allowed about That's 832 minus 600. 132, so we'll add about 13 centimetres, and I'm thinking I should probably allow a little bit more, I'm not sure. But are the pros and cons in this? That's my question. How come it needs a heater? So Krav, the whole thing is in the attic, and the attic can get pretty cold, so whatever the outside air temperature's doing, pretty much that's what the attic's going to do. The batteries are rated down to 0 Celsius for charging, so if they go below 0, the battery can just say, nope, I don't want to take a charge anymore. And the batteries actually work better if they're at room temperature. That's just batteries. So my thinking is, I've got a thermostat, and I can set the range between 10 and 15 Celsius. And the heater will bring it up to like 15, turn off, and when it goes back to 10, it will just turn on again. So I'll just bounce the temperature between 10 and 15. That will stop the batteries ever from getting too cold. But, again, well, the insulation on the inside of the box. So the box itself, imagine an A-frame, what I showed you, that A-frame there. You take that A-frame and you wrap it in, it's like a silver foil bubble wrap that you can buy online. It's what you can put on the inside of your attic. So it's already reflects the heat. And then in between, inside the A-frame, we're going to put loft insulation, so basically rock wool. So each A-frame is wrapped in insulation material and filled with insulation, so it should hold the heat fairly well. But I don't know how much space to leave. I don't know how much air to trap is my problem. Like, do I just allow more? I could just make the box bigger on one side and trap more air. Is that a good thing thermodynamically, or is that a bad thing? You're more thinking about it might need cooling. Not really, because in summer, I'll just remove the box, and the batteries are rated up to 55 Celsius, so they'll be absolutely fine in the summer. It's just winter when they get too cold. Well, I'm hoping I won't have much airflow apart from heating up the air inside. But yeah, I guess my thinking is put the heating element a bit lower down, and then when the heat comes, it will move up, and then it'll circularize. It'll convection current round, won't it? Until it's heated up. So is less air better, or is more air better in that sense? I don't know. This is my quandary. Is the battery weatherproof from the rain? It's an IP65 battery, so you can spray a hose at it, but it's in the loft, so it's never going to get rain on it unless something's really gone bad. The air should stand mostly still, apart from when it's being heated, it'll move around a bit. More air should be more stable, was also my thinking. You'd use a marine heater. I've just got a little heat bar. It's literally a 55 watt heat bar. I can show you, it arrived today, but you can, but what we use in the plane to heat the inside of the plane over winter. It's like 50 watts and a thermostat to turn it on and off. 27 centimeters is what we leave at work against a marine styler heater. Okay, what are you trying to do with that, Jim Rick? Are you trying to heat a volume up or something else? Why is it fire risky, Dusty? Sorry, Battle Kettle. It's not going to get like hot enough to start a fire. It's just a heating element.
I say it's only 10. What did you say? 10, 15 degrees. You're going to keep.
Yeah, but the heating bar will get hotter, won't it? It'll get up to like 60 or something.
Yeah, but then it will just cut itself off.
Yeah, it's being controlled by a digital thermostat.
Yeah.
Okay, the amount of heat required to increase temperature to small volume would be negligible. Yep, so you'd make it bigger on one side. That was my thinking, JT, because I did the design a couple of days ago, but I've been thinking about it and thinking, why don't I just have a bit more air volume? It'll take a bit longer to heat, but then you've got more of a battery effect, haven't you? In terms of like stuff that you're heating holds heat, and then it takes longer to get cooler. Was my thought. Add a small fan inside. I don't really want to do that, Gordon, just because At the bottom, I'm thinking I'll leave a gap to the floor. And at first I was thinking, how big a gap do I want? And I think the answer is a fairly small gap, but I will leave a small gap. I won't have it like flush onto the floor. Is that a good idea? Should I just go straight flush to the floor with the insulation and just have it snug? Or should I leave a gap and let some air move around? I don't know.
I think you should leave a gap.
But why? That's the thing. This is what I'm saying, like...
Because it's also going to create moisture in it.
Yeah, moisture. So, yeah, if I leave, what, like a 3 centimetre gap at the bottom. So you get some airflow. So if you put a fan in there, it's going to start pushing warm air out, and I don't want that. I'm trying to trap the warm air inside.
Even like a 2 centimetre gap along the bottom, just so it can grab some fresh air when needed.
Insects and wildlife, I love it in there during winter. There's nothing in my attic that I can't even see cobwebs up there, mate. I don't think there's anything up there.
Let's just say Paul has one of the poshest attics going. It's like, not like what you see like an attic, like it's all rough and ready to go.
Well, if a battery catches fire, it's not going to be because I warmed it up, is it? It's
no, it's not.
And if it catches fire, it's going to get messy up there. Why not using a flapped vent? Well, that's more complex design, but why would I need one? Like, my plan is to have the 4 panels just magnetically catch to each other. So then in summer, I can just take the lid off any time and let all the heat out.
Yeah.
Or just remove the 4 panels and, you know what I mean? Like in summer, I won't need it. This is literally a winter thing.
I think a 2 centimetre gap at the bottom and then just do what the plan is.
I'll just adjust my measurements and push it out a bit wider, I think. I'll leave a bit more gap. Don't think so, Gordon. No, because like they're IP65, so they literally don't even need ventilation, really. Apart from if they get too hot, like obviously the heat dissipation side of it.
Consult an expert. We're not doing brain surgery here.
Yeah, I can show you what the rack looks like. That's the rack that I see. There's been some cable management since then, but that's essentially the rack.
I recognise the knee.
Is that your knee, Sammy?
I think so.
I think that's Sammy's knee. Right there. So you can see it's a rack with 4 batteries in it. I'm going to build a cage all around it. It is a server rack, Zeus. These...
Hey, I want loyalties on any Only Nuts subs.
Lol. Sub to Sammy's knee. It is a server rack, and these batteries are rack mount compatible, hence why they fit in the rack nicely. There's 4 heavy-duty shelves on there. So yeah, basically building a box around that and then heating it up is what I'm doing. But I'll be doing that on Monday because the weather's about to get cold again. You can go with 20 centimetres with at least 2 centimetres at the bottom, Jim Rick. Yeah. Yeah, I think like at least I'm thinking 30 centimetres from the wall to the...
Yeah.
Because the heating element stands out a fair bit. I think that and then 20 centimetres the rack is what I'll do. I'll do the height of the heating element and then 20 centimetre gap to the server.
Yeah.
And then 2 at the bottom. Server temperature fan system and a heater should be good. I'm not sure what you mean. Small fan's probably a good idea to distribute the heat evenly. If I put a fan in there, it will cause convection, like you say, the air will move, but that will also mean that, you know, in winter when the air outside is cold, the fan will effectively help it to push the warm air out and draw the colder air in. So it does have a downside to it.
I think just leaving a gap at the bottom would be enough.
A fan would only be irrelevant if you were making a sealed box.
Yeah.
And then have a... Basically, you'd have to do a push-pull, wouldn't you?
We'll see. I'll put a temperature sensor like halfway down the rack and see what happens. It has to go in the attic. Yeah, all the inverters are up there. You got
It's a bit late to move it now.
Yeah. There's nowhere else to put all this stuff. Do I have a picture of the inverters? I can't remember. I have the old one. I honestly thought I took a picture. Apparently not. Oh, there we go. I did take one. There you go. So there's 2 inverters there. And then there's 2 breakers for the inverters. And then underneath there's 2 breakers for the batteries. And then on the right, as you look at it, there's a Tico system.
Cable management, though.
Oh, they didn't do any cable management. Like, literally, somebody and I tidied up the cables a bit.
I was going to say...
This was after they kind of put it in. But, yeah, there's a lot of cables on the bottom, though, that are actually mine. Yeah, a lot of it you can just ignore. It's actually quite simple, the cable management. A lot of the cables bottom right are all my cables for things that I've just not moved yet. But the breaker at the bottom with the orange cables coming out, there's one for each battery. Those cables we've tidied up a bit, and after I've put the box on, I'll do a bit more. But yeah. Anyway, that's the equipment basically. Yeah, but the only trouble with Artisan Electrics, Rome, is how much money they charge. That would have cost another 50% on top just for some nice cable management.
And their waiting time.
Well, yeah.
Paul, could you activate restoring the railroad tracks?
Any idea what the BTU of the battery unit says? If you Google Sunsync IP65 battery, you can literally get the specs for the battery. What do you want to do? Accept something.
On Mining Limited, can you activate restoring the railroad track? Thank you.
Oh, that's just messed me up now.
Me and Paul did have a brief discussion whilst fumbling in the loft of if we did this, the cable management would be spot on, but we'd only get one job done every 3 months.
Sammy, do you know? I can't see where to get the track from.
Yeah, I figured that. I didn't know if there was some more infrastructure to be unlocked, mate, is the only thought.
Oh, let me have a look.
Like, is there a prerequisite for a factory or something that we haven't done yet?
I don't think without a heater it would be enough battle catalyst. It gets very cold in that attic in winter. It's literally like 1 Celsius, you know? And when it freezes outside, it goes sub-zero up there.
Oh. Okay, so doing the water tower thing unlocks 2 warehouses.
Well, there is that, Krav. You go with Artisan Electrics and you end up with a video being made about your house.
You don't have to have the video.
No, but I bet he says to them, I'll give you like a 5% discount if you do.
Probably.
Yes, exactly, Rome. So I need to keep them above 0. That's what I said earlier. They're rated up to 55, so that the heat side is not the problem. If I get them below 0, they may refuse to charge overnight. Yeah? That's the problem. And also, batteries don't like being that cold, so it's better to keep them up in the 10 to 20 range. But somebody was asking about the BTU of the battery.
It's safe to say there's been plenty of lessons learned, isn't it, Paul?
It's surprising how much stuff you end up learning. Oh my god, no, 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 no.
Hey, Paul.
Pups, where's the crane?
I'm grabbing it. The job is not far.
I love the twin stir, it's so rotationally stable.
It's only down the road. I'll be there in a minute.
I thought you was going to accompany us. I thought you were support truck.
Oh, I've done a mission while you were chatting about your solar.
I wasn't chatting about my solar, I was chatting about my battery.
Which is a part of your solar.
Solar.
Solar?
It's solar.
The solar, mate.
How big are the heaters? Well, while I wait for Pups, I'll get you one.
Oh, here we go. While I wait for Pups. Well, if you didn't tip your truck in the first place, you wouldn't have to wait for me. All right, slacker, innit? I'm okay, Chris. How are you? Or has he blocked your way as well, Sammy?
Yep.
Honestly. And he has a driving license.
Excuse for a wire break.
Did you change your mic? Your voice is clearer than before. And good, by the way. I love your old lady complaint accent.
Is that about your mic or mine?
Mine. I've had this mic for a while now. You see if that would pack, Paul?
Right, so you've got the rip. That's better. Temperature sensor here, which is a digital thing, and then you can put that probe like in the middle of the battery rack or something. That has like a current temperature on and off, and then that's the heating element. So that basically, this is the mounting bracket. So you mount it like that or like that, whichever way you want it, and then that whole thing just gets hot and heats up the space, and between them they will heat the inside of the box basically. Thanks, Pops.
No worries. Just let me know if you need another crane.
I wouldn't drive it too far away, let's put it that way.
I'm just gonna follow you.
That's not what you was expecting. That's why I thought I'd show you. Right. We need to go.
Oh, Chris, I don't listen to you. I just time you out.
Not 100% sure are we getting there somewhere. There may be a way.
That road, I think you just zoomed in on, goes down there.
Well, you see where it says Hurtful Loss? There's like a valley there.
Yeah.
That valley's not that bad.
With a road that may go down into that bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if not, we're going to have to circle round to that T-junction just on the east, down the road from the medium planks, right? So, yeah, let's do that.
What, try down that valley bit?
Yeah. Oh, I'd have taken the main road down, then right and left.
The crane's behind you,
go
just
first.
in case. Ow! Ow! Can you not? Wow, Paul.
Did it hurt your feelings, Bubs?
Yeah, that's twice I've lifted them pipes onto your trailer for you. And you treat me like that.
Yo, Hato, thank you for 72 months. Random damage.
You love a good bit of random damage. Why is somebody just parked in the middle of the hill? The snow's on different maps.
The snow melted when the forest caught fire.
It's a good answer though, Paul, to get around that question, I like it.
I mean, where's the runners? That's what I want to know. I've not seen any.
That's true, that's true.
You see the box and while the maintain temperature, you want to issue the moisture. Well, that's why I'm leaving a gap at the bottom bow kettle just to not have a moisture issue. So it can equalise with the outside. I think it'll trap enough air to be fine. That's my thinking. And I can watch them on like the temperature. If I see it going down quickly, I can always seal a bit more up.
It says you can get to the farm this way. I just saw the signpost saying farm.
Is that like Clarkson's farm?
Yeah.
Does it say diddly squat this way?
Yep.
You have a golden rod in your gun safe dehumidifier heater keeps your safe around 55, 60 inches long. How big a space is it trying to keep warm, Scout?
Can't be that big for a gun, so. It's only 16 inches long.
Indeed, infectify.
Someone in our team wants to go to Diddly Squat.
Mrs. Squirrel wants to go. My daughter wants to go.
LOL!
And then she looked online and saw that's a friend, like somebody in their friend had gone. They bought 4 things and it cost them 125 quid.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
It's like not cheap. Really not cheap.
Oh, what's this truck?
Freightliner by the looks of it.
This reminds me of the original map in Wisconsin with the flooded farm. Is that a truck we can use, or do we have to like repair it?
It's a task. You have to repair it and recover it.
Did you grab it?
Yeah, it's been accepted. Yeah.
Let's see. Which one is it?
Mutual aid.
Freightliner M916A1. Flippin' heck. Really, pups? Really? You saw that, guys. You saw that. That is what I have to put up with. Oh, I can see from his stream, he's in the map. Let me quickly turn his truck over.
That's what I have to put up with.
Shame if you got stuck. It really would. I'd cry for you, mate.
No, it would not, because my truck is amazing.
Just like you. It's a genius.
Yep. A genius. Right, can I get back to what I was doing now?
I'll leave your crane though, unless you need it.
Yep. No, I'm leaving it there.
Right, next on the hit list.
Could you... Oh, you and Sammy are here with your twin stairs. Could you do sawmill renovation? You need 4 service spare parts and a cabin, and they're at the warehouse.
Well, that's what I'm looking at. It says deliver them to the... Like, when I'm clicking the source and destination, they're the same place. Which is really weird.
Oh, it's... No, what? Hang on. Let me jump in the truck that's there and see what's there. Yeah. Oh, you can't actually access them yet. So even though it's showing here, Paul, you can't actually do anything here yet.
Why not?
Because nothing's unlocked.
Well, I can't take the parts to the place.
No, you can take them here. You just can't pick them up here from here. Like
yeah, I'm going to go up the road and get some.
Yeah. And if somebody could grab the cabin.
Chucky Shrews, thank you for 34 months.
What's the cabin there as well?
Yeah, there is a cabin on that map. Yes, I mean.
Yeah, there's only one problem with that, Dave. At some point, it comes back around, you know?
Oh, you should deploy the top gear, or when Pups breaks down, leave him behind. Well, I could probably fix it myself, to be fair. So, Paul leaving me if I break down isn't a big deal.
You can't jump out your truck and fix yourself, can you?
Yeah?
You can't get out your cabin this.
Yeah, you can. What are you on about? I've got the latest experimental build.
Oh, have you?
I could probably do with some fuel by the looks of it.
Same. Good luck with that. Because the nearest fuel is... Oops.
Yes?
There was any fuel?
Oh, I thought you put a tanker on that map.
I did. I think in the bottom right, probably.
Can you two, Paul, if you look at your map quickly, can you go to where it says medium planks and I can deliver you fuel there?
Okay, I'll just take a right up the road here then.
Yeah, I'm just going to drive the truck down the road and grab you. Why does your fuel truck still have chained tyres on?
What have you got against chains?
It's not like it's the weather for chains, is it?
You never know, it might snow. Super Stevio, thank you 2 months.
Yeah, I think I'm going to run out of fuel before I get down this track.
Well, just park up there,
Just
Sammy. I'll
start
drag
and then
up to you.
freewheel it, put it in neutral and roll down here.
If not, I'll just drag this thing up the hill.
Yeah, I don't want to winch the truck. I just want to winch the post next to him, obviously.
The ground clearance on this truck is horrible. It's like a dustbin lorry.
I'll have a repair as well, pups.
Okie dokie.
If you fill Sammy up, you can move out the way.
I'll just park in the middle. Am I reading it? You have 1 litre left, Sammy.
Well, I've got 0 on my screen, so yeah.
But that fuel bug where if you let it get down to 0, you could never
Yeah.
refuel it. It would just eat fuel. Come on then, Sammy.
Did we ever find out if the burned logs were medium or small?
We've no idea. We've never picked one up yet.
Okay.
Yeah, foam insulation is quite thick though, Battle Kettle.
I don't understand. Where are we going?
We're going up the road to get the parts, and you'll get the cabin.
Is there a cabin where you're going?
No idea. I just set the destination where I could get my parts.
There is a cabin on that map, and I think it's a warehouse Paul's going to. The burned logs are medium, okay.
Yes, the trucks do get heavier with fuel. The twin steer is fine if you unlock the upgrade for it. I think it was the all-wheel drive upgrade. Before that, it's just horrendous. I remember we first got it and we tried it, we were like, what is this nonsense?
Yeah.
There's two weaknesses on the twin steer. One is the rotation, it rolls, and the other one is the fact that if you're not careful, you can beach it on a hill. He's just having a lie down. It's fine.
Do you need me to come and rescue you?
No, Son will be here in a sec. Maybe. Depending on what those noises mean.